Hey there, Serene Wisdom fam. Did you know that inflation could make your grocery bill jump by 20% this year alone? I'm Tony, your go-to guy for thriving after 45, and welcome to Serene Wisdom, where we tackle the big stuff to help us seniors live our best lives. Today we're diving into something that's been on my mind a lot lately, how inflation and tariffs are going to hurt us seniors in 2025, and what we can do about it. I've been noticing how much more I'm spending on basics like bread and medicine, and I know a lot of you are feeling the pinch too. I got an email from one of you last week, shout out to Linda in Florida, who said, "Tony, I'm on a fixed income and everything's getting so expensive, I'm scared I won't be able to keep up." I hear you, Linda, and I'm worried too. So, I did some research, looked into the latest 2025 reports, and talked to financial experts to figure out what's going on. We'll break down how inflation and tariffs are hitting us hard, what it means for our wallets, and I'll share 5 practical tips to help us stretch our dollars further. Let's get informed and take control together. Here we go. First, let's talk about what inflation and tariffs are, and why they're such a big deal for us seniors in 2025. Inflation is when the prices of things, like food, gas, and healthcare, go up over time. A 2025 report from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says inflation is running at about 4.2% this year, which is higher than the 2% we saw a few years ago. That might not sound like much, but think about it. If you spend $100 on groceries every week, that's an extra $4.20 every single week, or over $200 a year. For those of us on fixed incomes like Social Security, that's a big hit. I remember last month I went to buy my usual loaf of bread, and it was $4 instead of $3. I was shocked. Now let's talk about tariffs. Tariffs are taxes the government puts on goods coming into the country, like clothes, electronics, and even some foods. In 2025, the U.S. government has increased tariffs on imports from places like China to protect American businesses, according to a report from the U.S. Trade Representative. But here's the catch. Those taxes get passed on to us, the consumers. So, the price of things like my grandkids' sneakers or the canned fruit I buy goes up. I read that these tariffs could add another 1 to 2% to the cost of goods this year, on top of inflation. For us seniors, who often rely on every penny, this double whammy of inflation and tariffs is making life a lot harder. So, how exactly are inflation and tariffs going to hurt us in 2025? Let's break it down. First, our cost of living is going up faster than our income. A 2025 study from the Senior Citizens League says that Social Security's cost of living adjustment, COLA, for this year was only 2.5%, while inflation is at 4.2%. That means our checks aren't keeping up with rising prices. I did the math on my own Social Security check. I get about $1,500 a month, so the 2.5% COLA gave me an extra $37.50. But with inflation at 4.2%, my real expenses went up by $63 a month. That's a $25 gap every month, or $300 a year. I don't know about you, but I can't afford to lose that much. Second, healthcare costs are skyrocketing. A 2025 report from Medicare says that prescription drug prices are up 6% this year, partly because of inflation, and partly because tariffs are raising the cost of imported drug ingredients. I take a blood pressure med, and my copay just went up from $10 to $12 a month. That's an extra $24 a year just for one med. Third, tariffs are making everyday items more expensive. I wanted to buy a new pair of slippers last week, but the price was $35 instead of the $25 I paid last year. My daughter said it's because of tariffs on imported shoes. For us seniors, who often have to stretch every dollar, these price hikes are making it harder to afford the basics. I started thinking about my own budget. How am I going to keep up if prices keep going up like this? That's why I'm sharing 5 practical tips to help us manage these challenges. Let's start with the first tip: budget smarter by tracking your spending. I'll be honest, I used to just spend without thinking, but with prices going up, I had to get serious. A 2025 article from 8ARP suggests tracking every dollar you spend for a month to see where your money's going. So I tried it. I wrote down everything I spent in a little notebook. I was shocked to see I was spending $50 a month on little things like coffee runs and snacks at the gas station. I decided to cut back. I started brewing my coffee at home and packing a snack when I'm out. That saved me $40 a month, which I put toward my grocery bill. There are also free apps like Mint that can help you track your spending if you're tech savvy. I tried Mint on my phone, and it even sent me a little alert when I was close to overspending. It's like having a budget buddy. Knowing where your money goes helps you find small ways to save, which is so important when inflation and tariffs are eating into our budgets. I feel a lot more in control now, and I know you can too. The second tip is to shop smarter for essentials. With prices going up, we've got to be savvy about where we spend our money. A 2025 report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture says food prices are up 5% this year, so I started looking for ways to save. First, I switched to store brands. My usual cereal was $5, but the store brand was $3, and it tastes just as good. I also started shopping at discount stores like Aldi. I found that their veggies are about 20% cheaper than my usual grocery store. Another trick I learned is to buy in bulk for things that don't spoil, like rice or canned goods, especially if there's a sale. Last week I got a big bag of rice for $10 and it'll last me months. I also started using coupons. There's a website called coupons.com that has deals for seniors, and I saved $5 on my last grocery trip. These little changes add up, and they help stretch your dollars further when inflation and tariffs are making everything more expensive. I even felt a little proud walking out of the store with my savings. It's like I beat the system. Now let's talk about tip number 3. Look for senior discounts and assistance programs. A lot of us don't even realize how many discounts are out there for seniors. A 2025 guide from the National Council on Aging says that seniors over 60 can get discounts on everything from groceries to utilities. I started asking around, and I found out my local grocery store gives a 10% discount for seniors on Wednesdays. I saved $8 on my last trip. I also called my utility company, and they told me about a program that gives seniors a discount on their electric bill. I'm saving $15 a month now. There are also government programs like SNAP for food assistance if you're on a low income. You can check if you qualify at benefits.gov. I helped my neighbor Susan sign up, and she now gets $50 a month to help with groceries. It's not a lot, but it makes a big difference when prices are rising. Don't be shy about asking for discounts. Businesses want our loyalty, and these savings can help us afford the things we need. I feel like I'm getting a little win every time I use a discount, and it's made a real difference in my budget. The fourth tip is to reduce healthcare costs where you can. With drug prices up 6% in 2025, we've got to be proactive. A 2025 report from Medicare suggests using generic drugs whenever possible. They can cost 30 to 50% less than brand-name meds. I talked to my doctor about my blood pressure med, and he switched me to a generic version. It went from $12 to $7 a month, saving me $60 a year. I also started using a free service called GoodRx. It's a website that compares prices at different pharmacies. I found out my local pharmacy was charging $7 for my med, but a store 10 minutes away had it for $5. I saved $24 a year just by switching pharmacies. Another tip is to stay healthy to avoid extra costs. Eating well, staying active, and managing stress can keep you out of the doctor's office. I've been doing the yoga poses from my last video, and I haven't needed to see my doctor for back pain in months. Saving on healthcare means more money for other things, which is crucial when inflation and tariffs are hitting us hard. And now we've reached the final tip, the one I think can really tie everything together: build a support network and share resources. A 2025 study from the National Institute on Aging says that seniors who stay connected with friends and family have better financial stability because they share resources and support each other. I started a little budget club with my neighbors. We meet once a month to swap tips and share deals. Last week, my friend Frank told me about a sale on canned goods, and I saved $10 by stocking up. I also shared some of my extra garden veggies with Susan, and she gave me a few eggs from her chickens. It's like a mini barter system, and it saves us both money. I've also been calling my kids more often to stay connected. They even help me set up a budget app on my phone. Having a support network makes everything easier. You can share rides to the store, swap items you don't need, or just talk through your worries. I feel so much stronger knowing I've got people in my corner, and it's helped me stretch my dollars further. So, there you have it, everything you need to know about how inflation and tariffs will hurt us seniors in 2025, and how to fight back. We've talked about how rising prices and tariffs are making life more expensive, from groceries to healthcare. And I've shared 5 practical tips to help you manage budget smarter, shop smarter, look for senior discounts, reduce healthcare costs, and build a support network. I've been trying these tips myself, and I feel more in control of my finances, even with inflation and tariffs making things tough. I hope you'll give them a try and see how they work for you. We seniors are resilient, we've been through a lot, and we can get through this too. Let's keep thriving together, Serene Wisdom fam. Our best days are still ahead. What did you think of these tips? How are you handling inflation and tariffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And if you found this helpful, check out our video What Seniors Need to Know * for more financial tips. It's a must-watch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a video to thrive after 60. Let's keep the serene wisdom spirit alive. See you in the next one.